Hello everyone, my name is Belinchón and I'm going to explain this paper, which is based on a didactics workshop we did at schools, and it's explaining science through the interpretation of the biographies and discoveries of great researchers. First of all, our main concern is that sometimes we have difficulties in explaining scientific aspects and theories at early ages. One of these difficulties is the technical language, which is impossible for children to understand at early ages, and they also have lack of scientific curiosity. With this in mind, we had the idea of an interdisciplinary project, and we present explaining science from art. This can be done by different possibilities, such as creative writing, painting, and also the performance. So for this workshop, we had these material and methods. First of all, we handled a script to students so that they could learn about the biographies they were going to perform. Then each biography had a set of different characters in the performance they were going to rehearse, and so they could play different characters and they could play as a group. This script also had the main ideas and the main aspects of their lives and also their discoveries, so that they could learn more about how was the scientific research in that early ages or in that past time. So after that, all the students had great teamwork. They shared their ideas, and they also had good assessment and good records in their exams. So for the results, we want to highlight 3 points. First of all is the experimental sciences and the observation. We did this before handling them all the scripts, and so they could by their hands see and observe and also touch the microenvironment and the biodiversity there is within our soils, so they could see and they could reflect and think about all the discoveries you can make in a simple sample of soil. After that, we handled them the scripts so that they could rehearse and they could practice for their presentations, and each group divided their characters. Then these are some of the pictures showing all the children doing each one of the performances. This is for Santiago Ramón y Cajal, this is for Nieves López Martínez, and this is for Jose McPherson. All of them are meaningful in the fields of geology, in the fields of molecular biology, for example, so different aspects. Then we also did a final choreography where we wrapped up some of the main messages of each discovery on each researcher. So you can see here also a final choreography with Margarita Salas, and this with Lucas Mallado. Here there are some examples, so we choose different songs that they could relate about the lives of these scientific researchers. We also included some posters related to researchers and their messages. For the discussion, we want to highlight that at early ages it is very meaningful, and there's an impact of associating science with curiosity, fun, and something playful and creative. It also improves the assimilation of concepts, also communication, and what is more important, it values the scientific context and the patience and all the features we need for a scientific research. For difficulties, some children did not fully understand the activity, and others were very demanding. Sometimes there were some misunderstandings within the group and unethical behaviors. For example, when they had to divide their characters, when they had to choose their own group, so some people or some students were left aside. So it is difficult in these scenarios to solve these problems at the moment they appear. So as soon as they appear, we have to act. So for this, we have to adapt the theme and purpose to the target audience, because as we know, they are children and they have to learn things by doing. So also adapting their language to the scripts and everything, so that it goes more smooth, and yeah, that's it. Also to capture the children's attention throughout the process, which also serves as active listening when they got to see the theatrical performances. Also to shorten some scripts and to mainly highlight the main ideas, and also finishing the activity with a simple form for maybe the students, for the professors, or for the teachers, that they can give us some feedback about the activity. But all in all, the interdisciplinary approach and the combination of science and art helps to fix and understand complex concepts at early age. It also has the foundation for scientific creativity. So these children, when they were doing their performances, they had this creativity when, for example, choosing elements for their performances and knowing how to interact each other. It also highlights the role of women in science, because we also chose different researchers, both women and both men, so that they could learn about both of them, and also saw a gender perspective, because in that times when only men were doing science, it was so difficult for that woman to become a scientist, and most importantly, associate science and something innovative. I want to acknowledge all the institutions that found the project, the Emociones Arte project, which is Universidad Complutense de Madrid, Oficina APS, and the Education Faculty. And here I leave a QR code so that you can scan it, and it links directly to our Instagram account. Thank you so much for your attention.